Hello and welcome to Global Business. I am Imewere Uhiamohai. Today on the program, we're looking at how the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, NEPC, gathered exporters, both big and small, in the Congress Hall of the Transcorp Hilton in Abuja to talk about export for survival. In fact, this is the first national conference since the NEPC was created in 1976 for non-oil export. And it was such a timely conference that was opened by the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. A lot of issues came up and a communique came out of that conference. So for the next 15 to 20 minutes, you shall be seeing what happened in the conference, issues that were discussed, decisions made. And like I held the executive director of the NEPC to ransom, yes, because I told him that the success of this conference will be known in about a year when we see how many of that communique have been implemented, how many points of the communique have been implemented. So sit back, relax, take your pen, write, and join me to hold the NEPC to ransom on this conference.
Over 1,000 exporters converged on Abuja to discuss the growth of the non-oil sector. Themed Export for Survival, the two-day conference, which was organized by the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, NEPC, was declared open by the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. The Vice President noted that in 2021, the non-oil sector contributed as much as 92% to the nation's GDP. So it is very necessary for the stakeholders to take this sector serious enough to know that Nigeria may not survive without it. The seriousness was also emphasized by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustapha, while recounting the contributions of the non-oil sector to the economy in the COVID era.
Let me first of all acknowledge the efforts of the NEPC for organizing this event, which is in line with the federal government's economic diversification drive, as Nigeria can no longer depend on oil as its major source of foreign exchange earnings. This gathering is therefore expected to come up with robust recommendations for a policy framework that will boost agricultural production, processing and export for increased wealth and job creation for the overall benefit of the nation and its people.
The Nigerian economy grew by 3.40% in 2021, which is the highest since 2014, when 6.22% growth was achieved and the country's GDP grew by 3.98% year on year in real terms in the fourth quarter of last year. According to the Bureau of Statistics, the expansion in the economic activities was largely driven by the non-oil sector, which accounted for 94.81% of the GDP, while the oil sector contributed just 5.19% to growth.
The effort of the government must succeed within the deliberate collaborative frameworks that allow for seamless cooperation between the public and private sector operators, government agencies, states, and of course, all of our private sector partners in particular. This is why we are as optimistic about the opportunities presented by the African Free Trade Continental Area Agreements, which we have thrown our full weight behind. We are determined to enhance the competitiveness of our businesses within what is poised to become one of the largest regional single markets in the world. And this is why our Export Development Fund, under the Nigeria Export Promotion Council, has committed 50 billion naira to help position the export-oriented Nigerian businesses to play competitively within this growing regional market by building programs as well as business grants. And I think that that fund is one that is not just innovative in the way that it's been set up, but in its implementation. I think the transparency of the implementation is one for which the NEPC must be commended.
Chief Executive Officer and Executive Director of the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, Dr. Ezra Yakusak, set the tone of the conference in his opening remarks.
The Export for Survival campaign, which was launched by the Nigerian Export Promotion Council on 19 February 2022, is a crying call to action. It is a deliberate effort to stimulate national consciousness to current realities in the non-oil export ecosystem. It is also a wake-up call for massive investment and a campaign to leverage our vast potentials and increase opportunities in the sector. This is a showing to sustainable economic growth and prosperity. We at the NEPC firmly believe that our survival as a nation depends on non-oil export.
The conference featured 6 panel sessions of discussing issues disrupting Nigeria's non-oil export and innovative solutions, ways to strengthen institutional capacity for effective trade facilitation, financing the non-oil export value chain, sustainable market access for non-oil export, enhancing the services subsector for export, and strategic partnerships that can drive non-oil export. The discussions were frank, just as the participation was active.
Look at the world cocoa economy. The world cocoa economy is worth about $135 billion. What comes to cocoa beans, cocoa butter, cocoa cake is less than $20 billion. What does that tell us? It tells us that the main money is in the final product, which is chocolate and other confectionaries.
I'm trying to export the crop cassia tora seed. The customer were asking whether it is drug, whether it is a product like chewing gum or something like that. I told them it is agricultural commodities. They were not certified till I bring them sample. And this is growing, the quantity of cassia tora seed supersedes sesame seed because it's a wild crop. There are more of those products like galangal roots, which have been exporting from the Indonesia to the international market, which has been growing in Nigeria. Nobody ever exported this product. Those products are many. So we have to go into production, massive production of agricultural commodities that will bring the foreign exchange back to the country for us to survive.
There's an agreement in the industry that whoever causes the delay should pay for the consequences. But it is also government agencies that are breaking some of these agreements. Government agencies, take for instance, if there is maybe a downturn, in the server of customs, why should we pass it to either the importer or the exporter? They are not the cause.
What we are asking is that where there is an action, there should be feedback. At any point in time when you are having problem with either understanding the policy or the procedures, or where you are having a problem when you think you have done the right thing and there is problem along the way, please write in or call in and get the questions sorted out. The area controller we have area controllers in every area of your business. Are you exporting from Warri or from Sokoto or anywhere? There is a customs area controller.
A lot of us don't realize that the Nigerian export certificate that we hold, it can give us a port access into any ports in Nigeria, just that certificate. Write an application to the MPA and attach a copy of your NEPC certificate. It gives you a port pass to meet customs, to meet NTLA, to meet DSS or any agencies in the port. That's something we also need to know.
Back in time, and again we are privileged to have a CEO who was part and parcel of the period when Nigeria had commercial desks in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, in New York, USA, London, UK, Berlin, I think. Yeah, Brussels, Belgium, and there was one in Berlin. This disappeared. They had the mandate. And the one from Cote d'Ivoire, for example, always inundated the NEPC with information, requests, even for as little as 50 kilograms worth of something. Your Excellency, from a purely policy point of view, I know you mentioned it in your closing remarks, but do you think that it is important to charge the NEPC to reopen that process which you guys started at the FMTI?
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs should come in, because if we don't have the funding requirement to establish an office, then the Ministry of Foreign Affairs can accommodate this expert in their mission, providing them with a desk in the mission and then office accommodation, and that will work.
I need to talk about one aspect that we have always forgotten, and this is a reward system. From time to time, I would want to see an NEPC that has started on this platform now. I will say it on a yearly basis. I want to reward exporters who have done well.
How is our entertainment industry exportable? It is very exportable right now. How are we making money? How do you make money when you invest in the entertainment industry? You invest in Nollywood, if you invest in television, you invest in music, in the creative sector. Randomly, I'll throw up some figures. In 2021, or thereabouts, 21. I think I was looking at that this morning online. The global film industry made about $126 billion, which was coming from Hollywood. It doesn't have anything to do with exporting goods or cocoa and just intellectual property. The global film industry from Hollywood, $126 billion. Bollywood, the Indian film industry, in dollars, made about $2.8 billion in 2021. Bollywood. South Korea, because a lot of us, we are beginning to love South Korean content. South Korea made in Korean currency 1.6 trillion won. I think when I converted that, it came to about almost $1 billion or thereabouts from their content. So coming back to Nigeria, Nigeria in 2021, the whole creative industry, the whole creative sector, did about, I think by the time I was looking at the figures, it gave about $780 million to the Nigerian economy. So that tells you something, that creativity is an exportable content.
Some participants shared their views on the conference.
We are hoping, for example, that the leadership can take a step further from beating their chest about the resounding success. I'm using words that are commonly used in Nigeria when events like this are held, and then they come and say, oh, it was resoundingly successful. The success of an event of this nature is not in the number of participants and the colorful dresses we wear. It should be measured by the extent of implementation of the outcomes.
So listening to the Vice President, it's clear that if we don't do something, we will be left behind. We are left behind. There are real challenges, and you heard exporters talking about, from, not being able to access their money to, by the time we actually sell our products out there, by the time we get our money from the bank, it's lost its value. And then we talk about just the number of agencies that an exporter has to go through just to get their products, outside of Nigeria. But I'm hopeful because you can see NEPC doing everything they can to support and assist the exporter. They have grants, they have funding, so that the exporter can actually be able to tap into some funds to be able to even export. At least let's get that opportunity.
The suggestions that this conference is going to throw up, if the suggestion questions are looked into by the government, I see an expansion. I see the dream of the CBN governor by instituting the RT 200 come to reality. Of course, the non-oil export is going to have a boom. We have taken the challenge. The only thing I see is that the SMEs need extra encouragement as a catalyst of the system to propel non-oil exports in Nigeria to its highest level. So if the government of Nigeria is passionate and they want an improvement, they want a boom in this sector. So what they need to do is to go the extra mile to encourage the SMEs by giving them grants, incentives, single-digit interest loans, not necessarily collateralized loans, not pushing them to the commercial banks, because the margins at which they trade cannot be supported by the interest rates being offered by the banks.
Now, I am sent to represent the cluster in this conference for two things. One is to network and possibly get buyers, both locally and also foreign buyers from this place. And secondly, to learn. And actually, I have learned so much. My handset is full of talks and recorded messages, which I am going back home to play to our members. So those are the two reasons why I am here. And I will say I have not regretted being here. It has been a wonderful time together to stay in this place.
It has given us enlightenment on the need for packaging, how you can package your product to ensure that it's safe and it meets international standard, and also opportunity of getting companies, international organizations, linkages with them, matchmaking them with us, and also giving us opportunity to know how we can register our products for exports.
On the sidelines of the conference was an exhibition of non-oil export goods. The participants speak about their products and the potential of these products for export.
Polyguard Investment Nigeria Limited is a licensed barite-led zinc mining company. We have our operation in Benue State. We mine, among others, zinc, barite, and lead. Zinc is used in oil alloying of steel to prevent rust. Barite is used in oil and gas drilling, and lead is used in battery production. Nobody needs to be told the current world economy is moving through battery economy. Today, there's a lot of research that is going on zinc, because zinc is very safe against lithium. Lithium has tendency of getting into fire, but not zinc. So a lot of research is going on zinc. And that's where I think that Nigeria need to really pick note, because we have a very tremendous amount of zinc in the country, ranging from Plateau State all the way to Benue State, Ebonyi State. It's all full of zinc. The same on lead. Battery is the next oil. Battery, let's remark, battery is the next oil. And I'm happy to say that Nigeria is well endowed on battery minerals. Now, what we need to do is to stop talking about mineral, to talk about product. We need to walk the journey of mine to shops, to your homes. We must do this. And then export comes in at the end value, because what mining or what export is when you have surplus in your production system. Then those surplus is what you send out for you to drive in foreign exchange.
ATS Synergy Global is a commodity trading company into agricultural exports as well as solid mineral exports. We're a full value chain and supply chain company into exportation, procurement, logistics, freight forwarding. One of the focuses and the objective of why we're in this conference is to exhibit our solid minerals that we trade. Some of it is lithium, zinc, lead, and silicon?
We, as a company, we're trying to advance the green African economy. And what I mean by that is the revolution that is taking place at the moment with regards to sustainable energy and green energy. So we focus on the supply chain management of lithium batteries and other minerals that are used in the construction and manufacturing of solar panels and energy-saving batteries. So we have lithium ores, which consist of lepidolite, amblygonite, and spudamin, and then we also have silicon, which is actually used in the production of solar panels.
Basically, we process, produce, and package a very simple fruit that has gained notoriety and status and popularity in the past couple of years because it's been discovered to be highly beneficial. It's called Gorontula. That's the popular name because it's grown in a village in northeastern Nigeria, Gombe State precisely, called Tula. I come from that village. And its popularity was notorious for it being aphrodisiac, which in truth it does. However, it got me, to be honest, infuriated because I needed people to understand that apart from that, it does cure, prevent, and treat 22 known medical ailments. These are documented in medical journals. You can Google it. I'm not just saying it. And so it was our pleasure to actually get into seeing how we can develop it along its value chain and variants in order to get the best out of it, because as you can see, it's not an easy fruit for people that are not used to it to eat. And we needed the entire family to benefit from all its benefits, health benefits, which led us to produce it into 5 variants at the moment. We actually have 12 on the stable, but we're able to do the capsule. And the capsule comes in actually 2 variants. We have the regular and the extra strength. We're able to make the teas as well. We're able to make the teas as well in different flavors. We have lavender, classic green tea, cinnamon, and peppermint. And then we have the fruit drink. This is also very, very beneficial and tasty for, like I mentioned, 22 media. I can run through a couple of them. It does lower blood cholesterol levels, lowers sugar diabetics. We've had testimonials of high BP coming down. It does cure STDs. It helps with primary and secondary infertility. It is a powerful aphrodisiac for both genders. It helps with rheumatoid arthritis. And quite recently, we've actually brought a formulation for men's prostate health, which we hope to at some point put in the market.
Our brand is Awudu's Hot Sauce. We make the world's best hot sauces inspired by Nigerian flavors. We also recently introduced our new line of ketchup and our marinara sauce you can use for your pizza, your pasta, and as a base for several cookings. The good thing about our products are they're all inspired by Nigerian flavors. They're locally made here, locally sourced ingredients, and for those who travel abroad, you no longer have to deal with their bland food over there. You take our products, go to any country at all, you put it on their food, and it gives you that familiar Nigerian flavors. So that's what we do.
What are the different variants of products in your hot sauce?
Okay, so for our hot sauces, there's something for everyone. We have the extra hot, we have the medium hot, and then we have the mild for those who love the flavors but not a lot of heat. And then our ketchup is obviously tomato-based. Our marinara sauce also tomato-based. We also recently introduced the sachet version of our flagship sweet fire hot sauce, which is this one over here. Our peppers and all our raw materials are locally sourced here in Nigeria. Like for the yellow pepper, for instance, it's made with the yellow Insuka peppers, those very spicy, fragrant ones. The sweet fire is made with our local tatache as well as atarodo peppers. So they are all locally sourced peppers. We also have ginger in there, you have garlic. It's made with a lot of fresh herbs and spices, so it's very rich in nutrition, it's healthy, and it also helps with our extra hot, for instance. And the other brands actually, they help with weight loss. They help you burn calories. You know, it boosts up your metabolism as well. So those are some of the health benefits.
Executive Director of the Nigerian Export Promotion Council and main driver of the conference, Dr. Ezra Yakusak, says with this conference, the Commission has its work cut out for the next year.
My impression is that exporters are bottled up with so many issues, so many challenges. They wanted an avenue or a platform to ventilate. They wanted a place where they can cry out. And we give them that opportunity. And of course, no matter how serious a problem is, once it is shared, it's half solved. And that's what this conference has been able to do. People came and shared their views, shared their challenges, and of course, shared other ideas we feel is very beneficial to the non-oil exports of the sector. And as you can hear, you were here, people spoke truth to power. They told us the truth. What we're doing well as a government, they told us. Well, we're not doing well, they told us. Where they feel or they felt there is need for improvement, they also inform us. And we're not taking the communique lightly. You can see it's about a 15 or 16-point communique. We're not going to take it lightly. 19-point communique, sorry, it's a 19-point communique. And we're not taking it lightly. We'll ensure as a people or as a government that each point raised in that communique is implemented because, of course, they are the practitioners in the non-oil sector. They were the one talking. They know where it pitches them, and we ensure that every point is fully implemented. But it has been an eye-opener, and it also showed or indicated the fact that people they've been yearning out to get this avenue to just speak out. And hey, thank God we created that avenue.
Dr. Ezra Yakusak promises that the conference, which is the first of its kind in the 46-year history of the Council, will continue.
The hall is empty. Decisions have been made. People have made promises. But we will not know how far this has gone until about a year. So it's not all about politics, because Nigerians seem to be talking about politics now. These people who have sat on these chairs have issues too. Issues that are very germane to the importance and the growth of the Nigerian economy. So, what will happen in about a year? Will the Central Bank of Nigeria review its policy on RT 200? Will the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the NEPC, and the Ministry of Trade and Industry, will they all work together? Will the NEPC have more trade offices outside Africa or within Africa just to boost the trade of Nigeria? How much more of exporters will be able to export within the next 1 year? These are questions and these are issues that we expect to examine, investigate, and review probably within the next 1 year. I'm Imewore Ohiomokai. It's always nice doing business with you. Let's do it again next week.